I would say welcome to Gail's Garden Herbs and More. But Gail's garden is being somewhat dismantled. It's getting there. There's a part of the boards in the side of my raised beds. And I thought, wow, this is like our country right now. It's being pretty much dismantled from within. And it has been for many years, but it's really gotten bad over the last, 50. And it's excelled lately. And I think about, all this stuff. I dug up an echinacea, putting it in a little pot, and many people are being displaced and many are dying. We don't hear about them all. I've listened to several different undertakers, and they said that they've had so many more, not the first year or two that COVID hit, but after that. I think in 2021, if I remember correctly, it started getting really bad. You see, I don't have boards down along here anymore. Guys, how can so many have their head in the sand and say there's nothing going on in our country and just call everything conspiracy theory? And now there is some conspiracy out there. But do you guys see what's going on? Anyway, so much for that. Yes, the garden is being taken apart, and I'm missing the top board here. Started on it, but anyway, haven't got finished yet. So, not pretty. Amidst the chaos and everything, there's still beautiful, bright spots, like people that stand strong and true. People that have seen truth and know who truth is, and know and share love with others and try to share truth with others. I'm so thankful for that. Just like I'm so thankful, even though in the midst of my dismantling my garden because I have to leave, and much of it I can't take with me, like all of this. But yet I'm enjoying it right now, and it's giving me comfort as I pack things in the house and as I dismantle out here. And I have not forgotten my herbs. That's the mainstay. Waiting for these all to go to seed. This is valerian. And these little weeds, they even come in the pots. They just don't want to give up. Now, one of those is a weed, and one of it's another herb that's like a weed, but I don't need that much of it. So I talked about that before. I'm not going to I see some weed seeds I'm going to pull out of there. Anytime I walk by, if I see weeds, if I'm doing a video or whatever I'm doing, I'm always trying to grab them and pull them out. And I don't quit taking my herbs either. They've really helped me lately, especially some. And no matter what's going on in life, we've got to keep doing the things that help us to stay healthy. I think we're going to be going through some rough waters, rougher than what we're in now. And we need to make sure our bodies are where they need to be, the best that we can. Try not to stress too much. That's one I'm taking on, an advice that I'm trying to follow myself. Just taking things that are happening and, just saying, okay, and Lord, and I will follow and see what comes next in the adventure of life. But this is my pomegranate tree. It's really looking good. I'm hoping I can find somebody to come help me move, and I can't lift these, but it's probably going to take 3 or 4 strong guys to lift one of these. I think I may have to rent a truck, and the problem is everybody's busy and gone or whatever, and it's hard to get people together. So I don't know what's going to happen on all of that. I learned something this year. This is the first year, I thought it was the first year I've grown Helichrysum, which is very medicinal. And can you hear that? No, that's the way the flower is. It's those dried flowers. But I had some of these before. When the flowers come on, they feel like they're dried, but they're not. I had it, but I didn't know it was Heliocrystium. And then I'd gotten some from someone else, a plant. But I grew these from seed, and it's Heliocrystium, and that's what that is. And I don't know if all of those that are like that are Heliocrystium, but these are Heliocrystium seeds, and they're the same. They're the dried flowers. They grow like dried. I mean, you can dry them. They're forever flowers, or there's lots of different names. Because they feel dried whenever they open up. So it's kind of interesting. But that's Heliocrystium, and I'm not really sure how to process that yet. I guess you would do it like any other tincture to get your Heliocrystium tincture. So interesting. Let me bring out another point to you. This is my lavender bush, and although I don't use lavender a lot, I love the smell of it. I love collecting these and putting them in the bathroom in a little vase, and it makes the bathroom smell good and stuff like that. Although it's really, really messy because as these dry, these fall and you get all these little things. So it's not my favorite thing to freshen up the bathroom with. But I've made lavender oil and put it in some of my salves. But the point I want to make is you may have plants that are in the ground, but let me show you something I did. Last year, I got several strands and I put them in little pots with the rooting hormone and all. And all the little ones that I did with the lavender died but one. And this is the one that didn't die, and it's in a pot. So I can take this one with me where I'm going. Now, look what I'm doing now. That big plant that I just showed you a minute ago, I can't take that one with me, but this one I can. I showed you the other day my hawthorn plant. Now it's in a pot, so it hasn't grown really great in that pot. I need to get it in the ground where I'm going to be moving to. But if we have I don't even want to say it, but a fire or something, and hopefully not. I got 4 of these. I don't know if they're going to make it or not. I cut 4 of these from my hawthorn, and I put them in a rooting compound, the end, and put it in here. And I'll keep it kind of damp, but not too damp, so I don't want it to rot on the ends. I just want it to root. And I'll take these with me, and I'll try to keep at least one. Hopefully I'll get at least one to keep in a pot, so maybe I can take it with me if after I plant the other one I have to move again or something, because we may not be able to get where we can order this stuff anymore. And I want to have it because this is a lifesaver for me. It helps to keep my heart right and regulated. So it's very, very, very important. So, always try to keep maybe a little one going in a pot once you get planted in the ground so that you will have it if you have to go. We live in a crazy world right now, and so we need to be prepared. We need to think ahead. This little purple bell was in my greenhouse, and I thought it had died, but I didn't pull it up like I did some of the others that I thought died, and it came back. And look at that. Look at that. That's just, isn't that beautiful? I've already eaten some off from this. Oh, it's still going. I don't know what took and what didn't here. Okay, now I am in the middle of dealing with my health, dealing with the move, packing, everything by myself. So I am not keeping up with all the weeding and everything, as you can tell, but I almost kind of like the wild green in here. I had picked a huge zucchini, big, probably my biggest of the year anyway, off from here, plus a smaller one too. So I'm still watering though, because I'm still here and I'm still getting stuff, produce I'm starting to get, which is really exciting. Remember when I harvested my roots, because they were over a couple years old, of my marshmallow? Well, I planted the little bitty ones that had grown up around it. I kept them in the greenhouse over the winter and then planted, I think, 3 of them this spring. Look at this. They're already up here and blooming, I can start harvesting a little bit and drawing on that. Probably need to dig one of these up and take it with me. I don't know if it'll grow up in the hills or not. But these solar flare tomatoes are starting to, and I don't know how, we've been running in the hundreds, so I don't know if they will set fruit or not, but they are blooming. Those are in the ground. I don't know. I took a couple little branches off and got them in some water. I'm going to put them in a little pot and take with me up the hill. Look at this, my cannas. Remember I told you I've heard that you can take the roots off from this and make like arrowroot. Well, I had planted them, and they started growing in the ground, and then I redug them up because I found out I had to leave, and I put them in this pot, and then they just keep on growing, even after they've been transplanted twice now in the last, because I got them just about the time I planted them, just about the time I found out, and a little bit after that. And then so I ended up pulling them up again. They'd been in the ground a couple weeks or so. I don't remember how long for sure. And planted them. They were just starting to come up when I planted them in here, and they're just taking off. They're looking really, really good. I hope I can get up the hill and get those planted before they get too big because I'll have to replant them in the ground again. I don't know how I'm going to do all that, but we'll see. And at the beginning of this video, I told you, look what's growing in there again. I replanted some potatoes. But anyway, at the beginning of the video, I told you how things are really rough in the country, and everywhere, almost all the channels are talking about, at least set some food aside and this and that. We're going to go through some rough waters, guys. Rough waters. So even though I'm in the midst of all this chaos in my life, I'm still replanting. I'm going to take these with me. These are potatoes. Looks like one's up on the top. I don't know how that got up top, unless a mouse got in there. Something I don't see any digging. I don't know what happened there. And then I planted this just, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. And I just got that planted the other day. And I had some potatoes that were sprouting, so I went ahead. When you're headed for rough waters, you can't just wade out there in the middle of the waters chasing fireflies or something. And a storm's coming in. So even though I'm in the middle of chaos, kinda, I am still trying to prepare and have stuff to take with me. It won't be a lot, but a little bit's better than none. Guess what this is? Remember I kept telling you in my other videos I didn't know because this grew out of my compost pile that I threw in here and dug into the ground. Looks like, where did it go? Looks like cantaloupe, guys. See that? So it looks like something bit into it already, too. Probably a mouse. Doggone it. But that's in one I can't take with me, so I don't know if I'll get to harvest any fruit off from that or not. Maybe. We'll see. Now I'm going into the greenhouse. I just put this front on here, was waiting, and I was going to put plastic on this fall on the front, but thankfully I didn't waste my plastic. I don't know if I'll be able to take this with me or not. It just depends if I get some help to dismantle it. I have taken stuff out of here. I've been hauling it all out, so it's looking a little bare. But in the midst of everything, I'm still using my little hanging dryer. I've gotten a lot of stuff out of that so far. But yeah, I'm working on in all areas. So my friends, no matter what's going on in your life, be prepared. Make sure you've got some things, kind of batten down the hatches because we're heading for some really, really rough waters. Maybe only a couple months, maybe 6 months. I don't know. At least have that much supply in hand if you can. I don't know if I can. So just do what you can do. Don't forget the beauty along the way. None of us have the promise of the day. I'm a poet and didn't know it. Anyway, yeah, and don't forget your herbs. Don't forget your herbs. They keep you going. They can replace, I have to be careful what I say, but anyway, herbs are very, very important in many, many ways. Not only to make your food taste good, but for your health. So, be able to take that with me too. Can you see all the different things that are in that one? There is it's a giant regular basil, but a giant kind. Another echinacea I dug up. And I've got purslane in here, and I've got the other regular holy basil. I got a lot in that one little pot. Some of it's come up volunteer. But anyway, I'm going to go check the mail. I see the mail person just came. And I will see you all next time.